So I don't really like to repeat myself, but I will. I will for you guys. I will. There's a fundamental difference. I mean, a fundamental difference for anyone who's got eyes to see, ears to hear, anyone who's intellectually and morally honest. There's a fundamental difference between going after someone, getting that person fired for jokes that they said years ago, jokes that you personally find distasteful, of getting that person fired for speaking basic truths like men can't get pregnant, of getting that person fired for maybe her innocuous comparison between something that's going on in the present day and the manner in which Jews were treated in 1930s, 1940s Germany. There's a fundamental difference between those examples versus getting someone fired for lamenting the fact that a former president survived an attempt on his life, for celebrating the fact that an American citizen, a husband, a father, a former firefighter lost his life, for lamenting the fact that more Americans didn't lose their lives, for offering tips and tricks on how to do it better next time, and for in fact threatening to do it better next time. There's a fundamental difference between those two sets of examples, and I'm a little tired of right-wingers, of patriots, pretending like there's not. As far as I'm concerned, we're not actually doing to them what they did to us or what they do to us because they like to come after us. They like to get us fired for a difference of opinion, for who we're voting for, again, saying basic truths like men can't get pregnant. That's what they like to come after our jobs for. This is very different. As I said yesterday, there is a level of evil, and I don't believe it's beyond Christ's redemption, because nothing is, but there's a level of very, very deep-seated evil inside of you. If you have these thoughts and moreover you post them publicly. I mean, really, really evil stuff here, and a lot of it is borderline illegal. As I said, I think some of it deserves investigation by federal agencies. So there's a difference here. This is not, as far as I'm concerned, this is not cancel culture, because we're not talking about something unreasonable. We're not talking about your mere difference of opinions. We're not talking about going back and digging into your past. We're talking about things in the present day that are awful un-American things to say. And I'm going to say, again, what I said yesterday. Would you expect to go into the public town square and say these things and have there be no consequences whatsoever? Have you reasonably expect that there would be no consequences? And if not, then why on earth do people expect to go online, oftentimes under their full face and name, and say these things and have there reasonably expect to be no consequences? How on earth? How did we get there? And are we going to continue to allow that to stand? And to be very clear, if I haven't been already, I'm not talking about anything untoward, anything evil. I'm not talking about threats. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm simply talking about letting people's bosses know, calling for their resignation, that type of thing. That is what I am talking about here. And I do not believe that that's cancel culture. And I'm a little confused by the patriots, because we'll be the first to tell you we don't trust the three-letter agencies. We don't trust the government to do its job. We obviously don't trust social media platforms to demonetize people who's saying these un-American things. So nothing happens. Nothing happens because, free speech, because, we don't want to stoop to their level. Really? Nothing happens. I'm sorry, but respectfully, I don't think that in one breath you can blame Saturday's tragic events on the rhetoric that's been escalating for at least the past 10 years, in large part due to the Democrats' words, the Democrats' behavior, leftist words, leftist behavior, especially when it comes to Trump and his supporters. I don't think in one breath you can blame last weekend's events on the rhetoric, but then also in the next breath say, but let's not do anything about it. Let's let these people keep their jobs. Let's not say anything. We don't need to amplify it. So then nothing. We're not going to do anything, right? Nothing's going to change at all because, free speech and we don't want to stoop to their level. Like, the math doesn't work out for me, you guys. And I agree with you. I agree that Saturday's events were in large part due to the unending stream of lies and manipulation from the Democrats, from legacy media. But we're just going to allow it to continue. We're going to allow people to go online and say very evil, awful things, un-American things, because we want to be up on our high horse. We wouldn't tell their boss, right? Like, what I'm seeing a lot of is a lot of people like to talk about how we're in a culture war, how we're in a spiritual war, but then they don't want to change their behavior. They don't want to act like it. I mean, really, what is a culture war? What does a spiritual war mean to you? Does it mean anything at all, or is it just words that you're saying because they sound cool? I do not believe fundamentally that this is solved by us taking one verse out of scripture and continually turning the other cheek and continually laying down and taking it. That's my opinion.